is the general.
Attention to order. To all who shall see these presents greeting, know ye that reposing special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities of Carrie W. Hariprasad, I do appoint this officer a captain in the United States Marine Corps Reserve to rank as such from the first day of December 2011. This officer will therefore carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the office to which appointed by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto belonging. And I do strictly charge and require those officers and other personnel of lesser rank to render such obedience as is due an officer of this grade and position. And this officer is to observe and follow orders and directions from time to time as given by the President of the United States of America or other superior officers acting in accordance with the laws of the United States of America. This commission is to continue in force during the pleasure of the President of the United States of America under the provisions of those public laws relating to officers of the armed forces of the United States of America and the component thereof in which this appointment is made. Done at the City of Washington, this 22nd day of November in the year of our Lord, 2011, and of the independence of the United States of America, 236. By the President. Signed, Ray Mavis, Secretary of the Navy. Signed, James F. Amos, Commandant of the Marine Corps.
The Constitution of the United States of America.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully.
And that I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties.
Discharge the duties.
Of the office which I am about to enter.
Of the office of which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Captain Harry Prasad. Stand at ease.
Thank you.
Let's give him a hand. Are we ready to see him get pinned? Huh? Ready to get pinned?
Wow.
Please. Hey, first and foremost, thank you for allowing me to come up here. We drove up from Miami this morning about 3.5 hours. I'm in a joint command at United States Southern Command. There's very few Marines, mostly Air Force, Army, Navy. Nothing wrong with them, but they're not Marines. So this is great. Come up here, and I'm glad I got to meet some of you. Believe me, The reserves are very important in the active duty forces. I will tell you that in the last 10 years, that line has been blurred. Some of you have deployed with me on more than one occasion, and with Lieutenant Harry Prasad to Iraq. Some of you have deployed to Afghanistan, and we're going to continue these deployments, although there's only about 40 Marines in Afghanistan, or in Iraq now. But I want to thank Captain Harry Prasad for allowing me to come up and do this. It's a real privilege. It's an honor for an old guy like me to come up and to do a promotion. Any Marine, to promote a Marine is incredibly satisfying, and believe me, if I could do more of those, I would. Captain Harry Prasad, you know, he's prior enlisted, came in the Marine Corps, went to Paris Island, to boot camp. Anybody go to San Diego? There you go, one. So, came in the Marine Corps, and the Marine Corps discovered very quickly that he was a talented, smart, tough Marine, and that he could do other things. So within about a year, he was selected to Officer Candidate School. He went, he did his time, and he goes straight out to the fleet. While he's been in the fleet, a short career, but an impressive career with a great future. Not only is it an impressive career because he deployed twice, once to Operation Iraqi Freedom, and I got an opportunity to see him there. The second time, Operation Enduring Freedom, which for a 32-year-old Marine, a young captain, to have a couple of deployments under his belt is very significant. I know a lot of you are younger and have done the same thing, but for the last 10 years, this country's been at war. And you know, they say America's at war. America's not at war. The nation's military is at war because less than 1% of us are in the military. You're at war. And we want to thank, and I really am appreciative of young Marines because you bear the brunt. Captains, sergeants, lieutenants, young staff NCOs, you bear the brunt of our democracy. And so we'll never forget that. And I never forget that because I see it all the time, how appreciative we are. But you are represented very well by young men and women like Captain Harry Prasad. I know him very well, I'll tell you, because he was my aide-de-camp when I was a commanding general of 2nd Marine Logistics Group at Camp Lejeune. Hard-working, great work ethic, great attitude. The problem with XOs and aides is that they get the brunt of the worst of the commander that they, or the commanding general that they work for, because they're right there. I saw him more than I saw my wife for that year just because of the nature of the job. So, and he took it all in stride and did very well. As a matter of fact, I still remember the day of my change of command. And I looking over to him and saying, you know, I went over there and grabbed him. I said, dang, I couldn't have done it without him is what I thought, and I couldn't have done it without him. So, thank you, Kerry. Thank you very much for what you did. He's in law school now, so ask him a lot of questions. But you've got a great future ahead of you, and I want to thank you for what you're doing and what you've done for our country. I also want to thank the family that's here. You know, the whole time that he was deployed, the whole time that he was gone, wife Harris and his children were not with him. And that is so indicative of our families today in the Marine Corps. We could not do what we do without their support. So Ferris, thank you for what you've done. You made it possible for him, and you're indicative of the spouses nowadays, you've made it possible for him to serve his country and do a great job because you was supported back home. Let's give her a hand. And I know the babies are happy to have him home, and so is mom and dad. And I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Harry Prasad for being here today. They came up. Mr. and Mrs. Harry Prasad came to this country from Trinidad and Tobago, and they are so indicative of only in America that people come from all over the world, whether it's 5 generations ago or 1 generation ago, hard work and succeed, not only succeed, but also produce the background of a son like Kerry. It starts with the parents. So I want to thank you too. for what you did. You did a great job with him. And obviously
Thank you.
also with your daughter Kelly and your son Christian, so thank you.
Thank
Enjoy the
you.
grandkids because you can give them back too.
Thank you.
With that, Marines, thank you again. I appreciate it. And it's great to see all of you. And I wish you best of luck in the future. If you get to deploy, take me with you. But thank you very much. But today is Perry's day. The floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Before we get started, let me just take a minute to acknowledge everybody that's here today, including everybody in front of me and behind me. Thank you very much, but especially to someone that's here. A lot of the older Marines in here already know who he is, but for some of you younger guys, let me explain something. When the Marine Corps writes the history books, and they write out and they close out the chapters about what happened in Iraq, and they talk about the taming of Al Anbar province and Habbaniyah, those pages are going to be peppered with the name Colonel Ayala, and then also again with the name General Ayala. He is the warrior prince of the MLG. He's got over 30 years of service, and every day I spent with him, I felt like I learned something new every time. He is the epitome of what a logistician could be, and he is a real-life hero. The Iraqis called him Jindu, the old lion that tamed Al Anbar province, the worst province in Iraq. So please, join me and give me a round of applause for my esteemed guest, Major General Ayala. So thank you very much for being here today. I agonized long and hard about what I was going to say to you guys today. It's not very often I have a chance to address this many of you at once, and you can't leave. So I started thinking about it. I said, you know, what can I talk about? What can I tell you today that might make a difference tomorrow? Well, what I thought about is why I came back here. Because many of you know that I started here. I said, why'd I come back? And the reason I came back is because while I was out having adventures and doing all these great things, I learned a lot of things, as I know many of the sergeants and staff NCOs here already know. Heck, some of you NCOs here already know. But it's not enough to just know these things or even master them. Because if you do only that, then that knowledge and that mastery dies with you. So I came back here because I felt like I had a duty. And that duty is to pass on all the things that I've learned to you. And it's not just me. I echo that to everyone here in the crowd that has that knowledge and that experience as well. When you show up here, you're one weekend out of the month, you don't have a lot of time. So you have to make it count, and you have to pass on all the great things that you've done and learned to all those PFCs and Lance Corporals that are below you. Give them everything that you've done. And so I charge you to come here every weekend and get these guys ready that are going out to 13.1 by giving them everything you have. And in return, I promise that I'll show up here every weekend out of the month and do the same for you. Okay? I won't keep you very long. I know it's warm. I want to say thank you to everyone for coming. It means a lot to me that all of you are here to see this today. It's a very happy day for me. A wise man once told me any day that you can shed the rank of lieutenant is a good day.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm twice the lieutenant I was a few minutes ago. But seriously, thank you everyone. And sir, I want you to know that Batman and Superman had called and asked to do this pinning, but I said, don't worry about it. I have my real life hero coming. And I appreciate you coming. To my family, you're my foundation, my inspiration, and my motivation for everything that I do. And for you, Marines, you are why I come out here every weekend, every drill weekend. So thank you as well. All right, so give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for coming. Semper Fidelis.
Okay, Marines, let's do this. Kerry, if you would stand here, and I want all of you to shake his hand. Let's go.
Sorry, Ferris.
Thank you so much for being here.
So much about you guys. So he was a good
I went with you in second 2 years ago.
When you guys are ready to see the less touristy side of Orlando, let us know and we'll come. Yeah, we'll come. Tourist things are fun too. They're fun too.
I live here and I still like to be a tourist. It's a happy place, you know. So
But I mean, like besides the theme parks, there's so much.
there's lots of stuff to do. Yeah.
Marie.
Wow, it's a big crowd. We've never been this close to them before.
Well, you know,
I mean, like during a ceremony. Yeah.
graduation from Recon was the first one I ever went to, and I was telling her that she's been to one of these.
It's General Ayala.
Really? What are you doing? My face. Were they yelling? And they were in a closed, confined auditorium. And I was holding on to his best friend. I'm like, what's happening? But it really, it's just beautiful. It's wonderful. Where was that? Recon training is in Pendleton, New York City. Yeah. So, but you know, when you hear the alien, after you understand what's going on, I think it's great.
Hey, suck it. Get back here. Skate, all right? Yeah, no, all right.
He did. He's a good kid. Our parents definitely blessed us with smart. That's one thing I have to say. They definitely gave to us. They definitely gave us good brains, didn't you, Dad?
Can you say that again, please?
Oh man, this is going on camera. I said our parents blessed us with good brains and even better looks.
Oh, thank God for that. He did everything.
Oh my goodness. Too funny. Why is your Grammy so silly?
I'm a silly Grammy.
Is it
I'm a fun Grammy. An old fun Grammy. Yes, I'm old. So let's say I'm old. I'm not gonna let you know how old I am, Soli.
Why are you so funny? Oh, let's both kiss Tiffany. Ready? Ready? Go.
Oh yeah. That's more.
Hold on, stay right there. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
All right, we got it.
Real quick. I'll go ahead and okay, no, that's good, good job. Get ready for that resume class. Yeah, go ahead up to that about 5 more minutes. Other sergeants, I don't want to take that matter. You're gonna head into
Beautiful granddaughters. Oh, thank you. That's enough for now. So rotten, you don't have that.
We have 2 granddaughters too.
Yeah? How old are they?
One's 2 and the other's 5.
Oh, okay. So they're little still. Yeah, they're so adorable when they're little, though. Oh, gosh, you don't want them to grow up.
I know.
Yeah.
Very innocent.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it.
8 to 6 months of your contract. In the 6 months, platoon sergeants, you know who they are, no? Coming up on the EAS. We'll make sure they come see one of us. Good to go? It does. How many? Action!
Yes, darling. I love Mimi. She used to call me that when she was little, so she calls me Grammy, but sometimes the Mimi kicks in. I love you more. You know that. Hmm?
There's a pretty good plan on how they're going to cut that. So if you look at the latest edition,
Yes, I'm leaving now.
what they're going to do is
It's dinner. Well, he got sent on a year this year, and then before that was Afghanistan. So we haven't had a break in a year. So I thought we were gonna get a chance next year, but it looks not so much. Yeah. But captain.
1, 2, 3. So I smile.
But not a weird. He finished behind, but because there wasn't. I told him it was payback for being so mean to me. Best friend from him. So. We met.
Tell you this.
What, sweetie? Tell me.
When you turn 51, you're still going to be rubbing your neck back and
Really? Oh, Grammy's got glitter. Yes.
It must be from my dress. My dress has glitter all over the. All over.
Sure of you. Grab onto his hand.